How's my hair look? Does it look okay under my hat? Like,
Yeah.
is it like, is it
Yeah.
good under?
Okay, ready?
Hey everyone, and welcome to our 9th question in our series, Asking for a Friend. The series where we don't hold back on hard questions. We've all got them, so we're all going to talk them. Tonight, we're going to take a look at a big question that I always had as a kid. As many of us know, growing up in the church, there are lots of parts of the Bible that weren't always taught in Sunday school. The Bible is probably a little bit more R-rated than it is G-rated. So sometimes, in an attempt to make it G-rated for Sunday school purposes, we just leave parts out for the time being. Like the part where David cut off Goliath's head after he conquered him. We don't talk about that. Or how later, he didn't take a dude's rubber ducky. He took his wife. And then killed him. But what seems silly is that by this same standard, we should leave out things that Jesus said. And tonight's topic would certainly be one of them. It's something that always left me wondering, sometimes confused, and asking tonight's question from a friend. Was Jesus serious when he said, "It's better to gouge out your own eye than to let it cause you to sin, so casting your whole body into hell"? We see this message in the gospel a few times, 3 to be exact. And normally when we see things multiple times, it's because it's really important. We see it twice in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 27 through 30, and chapter 18, verses 7 through 9, and also in the book of Mark, chapter 9, verses 42 through 47. We do see it in 2 different contexts, so that complicates things a little, but each time, the same message is true. Jesus is giving a very serious warning. Knowing the number of times that he says it would lead us to believe this is a very serious thing. But Jesus also taught in parables and analogies a lot, so maybe this is one of those. He couldn't truly mean that we were meant to do this. I mean, he was saying this to a crowd of people that understood the gift that their bodies were. In Jewish culture, they understood that our bodies and each member of it were a gift from God and should be treated as such. Pagans at the time were willing to harm themselves to worship their small g gods, but Jews knew better than that. So why would Jesus tell them to gouge out their eyes, cut off their hands, hack off their feet? Maybe he was alluding to another metaphor in Scripture, where Paul talks about the church as the living body with many parts. What would this mean in that context? But you know what? I think that he meant it. I think Jesus was serious. But maybe you don't. Maybe Jesus is deeper in metaphor than I initially thought. Maybe we should start carrying machetes with us just in case.
Don't do that.
That's up for you to decide. Tonight, in our small groups, take a hard look at what Jesus is trying to teach us here. How serious is he? What's the deeper message he wants us to heed? Enjoy your conversations tonight as we answer tonight's question from a friend. Was Jesus serious when he said, "It's better to gouge out your eye than to let it cause you to sin"?